So hi again. So yeah, this is the second one. So what happened? For me, Good Friday. I felt a little bit guilty about it actually. Good Friday, it's the crucifixion of the Messiah, and I decided that I would go on that video you sent, the invocation of Pazuzu, and then do a meditation on it. And it's 44 minutes, that is. And I stopped at 25 minutes because all of a sudden something triggered in my mind, and I went, is this guy saying the same thing on repeat? Because he starts and then as he talks, God knows what he's on about, but then he finishes with and then I thought, and then he goes on about something else, and then again it sort of, it must be a loop because I think he's just saying the same thing over and over again. But anyway, I got to 25 minutes, and I would say the overall experience was unbelievably comfortable. Seriously, it was comfortable, and it was dropping vibration. Uh, and what I got on the way, I got some snakes, snake head, but it was a live snake. Now, as we know, Pazuzu, the snake representation of Pazuzu is his penis. So after I did the 25 minutes, I was sort of grinning at the fact that as Pazuzu flashed me, I can see a snake's head. Is he a bit of a long coat brigade hanging out in park benches, going woohoo? But no. But yeah, I saw snake eyes and I saw a snake's face. Now, I also caught a glimpse of Pazuzu. I believe so. And it's a little bit different from the idols. I mean, I could tell it was him, but he's certainly more fierce as an entity than he is in the idols and the statues and the pictures, the depictions of him. He's a lot more fierce in the face. The face is like real frowning, real sort of focused kind of entity it is. And it was a brief flash. And the most interesting part of that was, seeing snakes and stuff was okay, because the back of your mind, I already knew that there was a snake element, but it was totally closed off. I was totally fine. My mind wasn't wandering or anything else. But there was two like figures. That's the most interesting one with it. So the one was this guy in a mask, and he got the full robe over his head, and there was this like mask between his eyes and back to ear, and I thought it was like a wax mask, and maybe it was, I don't know. I shall move on. And the other one was this guy that had it was bald here, so this was bald, he had a bit of hair here, and he had a full beard here, and he was looking down, and I'm not kidding you, sister, he was pure white. So he certainly wasn't a living being, and I don't think he was a ghost either. So it was interesting that I don't know what that guy was. He was certainly to the right of Pazuzu and staring at the ground. So that was that really for 25 minutes, but it was great to get something, you know what I mean, rather than nothing. But as far as I know, because we go scrambling on Google, don't we, afterwards, the Romans had wax masks, the Mesopotamians had like a clay mask. So I'm not going to go deep into that, but like I say, the whole summary of all that was that I'd go into it again, but use a bit of rapé, you know what I mean, to get that little bit more focus, so that what comes in will hopefully be more defined and much more sort of clearer. So that was that. And then Saturday came, and I woke up Saturday, and for fuck's sake, man, I couldn't believe it. It was like I was totally detached from the world. I could hear the people next door, Fatty next door. banging, and you know, Karen and Stuart doing the normal thing. Stuart, you know, probably getting a little bit high here and there. Karen probably getting a little bit high with her voice, and they were going backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. It was like being on the, you know, like I got a motorway by the side of me. I was sitting down, and it was going back, forth, back, forth. She was banging next door, and I was like, "What's going on today? Is everybody out to bloody, you know, wind me up or what?" And of course, all this makes sense now in what you said yesterday about the lowering of vibrations. It was absolutely priceless summary from you. Honestly, I can take that to heart now. That Saturday was exactly that. And I remember saying to Karen, I think it was about tea time, I could see her, and Stuart must have done something, and she was there, sitting there, and she was staring. And I looked at her and I said, "Karen, you're acting real weird today." I said, "Can you stop it, please? Because you're freaking me out." And then, you know, it just came out, and I said it, and she didn't answer back. And looking back on it now, I think maybe it wasn't Karen. Maybe Karen was okay. Maybe it was me at this certain level that everything was, you know, sort of alien, if you like. It just didn't sort of fit the routine of what I was used to. So that was Saturday, and Sunday was okay, Easter Sunday. I'll just say I've been unable to do the crystal and the Pazuzu and the meditation, the music, incantation music, because, like I say, Stuart has been spending the last 3 or 4 days, you know, not going to bed till about 2 in the morning. You know, he's not had a very routine pattern at the moment. So, you know, which is fine. But like I say, I've not been able to get that time to do anything on that level. But like I say, Sunday came and went. He probably didn't go till 2 o'clock. I did feel absolutely exhausted on those nights. You know, that was my only sort of gripe, was I was going, he needs to go to bed, please let him go to bed to sleep, because, you know, I was having all that fidgety, you know what it's like where you can't keep your legs still, and you're that fidgety because, you know, hang on, because I've got the heater on, and, you know, the sun's out and everything. But yeah, so, you know, I was just couldn't welcome sleep enough. But anyway, that was like I say, this isn't a lot, but it's not last night, but the night before. So this would be we're in Tuesday, aren't we? So this would be Sunday night into Monday morning. Just before I woke up, I had a dream, and this is a good one. So my dream, and funnily enough, it was a sunny day. We'd had the storm on a weekend, but I dreamt it was a sunny day, and I was at the back garden, and I was sitting on the deck chair, and at the corner of my eye, I could see this crow coming down like they do, swoop down, start hopping about. So I was sitting on this deck chair, and on my right hand I could feel it, this crow. It's come right up to me, and because, I don't know, this is quite funny, it felt like a bit like you know, like a dog when it comes and it nestles its nose into your hand, doesn't it, and then it licks. Well, I had the sensation in his nose and licking. Obviously a crow can't lick. Well, I'm sure it can't to, you know, to the level of a dog, but perhaps, I kind of find it funny that my brain was probably thinking, hang on, we haven't got beak here, we'll have to just use the dog feeling, give him the dog feeling. But anyway, I could feel this crow close anyway, and I'd pick the crow up, and then before me, and parental advisory, use discretion advised, as I picked it up, this green fluid came out of its eye sockets and its beak, and it's shook, you know, spasming, and died straight in front of me. And as I looked up and I looked across the ground, there was, I'm not sure if it's two or three birds that were dead, and one was definitely a raven, because of the beak, the great big thick prominent beak. And I woke up, and it was just one of those dreams that you have before you do wake up. And I woke up, and absolutely nothing bad about it at all. I wasn't scared. I wasn't like, oh my god, I just had that was horrible, that was a nightmare, so to speak. But as I woke up, and don't forget, I didn't go to bed till 3 o'clock, and I was back awake at 8 o'clock, and I was ready to get up. 8 o'clock. I was like, I've got to get up from this. Not because, like I say, it was a nightmare, but because I knew it was something, you know, that was profound. I knew it had a meaning. I knew it was definitely meaning something. So I googled that, and there's various, yeah, as you know, with dream interpretations, there's various, you know, sort of summaries on it. But one is a big shift and a big spiritual change. So it's not doom and gloom with a crow. I mean, it can sort of mean the death of a crow, can mean sort of ill fortune and God knows what, but a lot of it is positive about losing worry, losing stress, and being in a position advancing to another spiritual change and a spiritual level. So it was a good dream. It was a good dream. And the funny thing was, right, I'm going to have to run way over 10 minutes. So you're in for a treat or a nightmare, whatever, which way you want to take it. So, yeah, so that happened on Monday morning. And then I went to go to the shop. And I was really worried, because I couldn't hear the crows on the morning. And I normally hear them. I usually hear, you know, I couldn't hear nothing. And I looked out the kitchen window and I couldn't see them on chimneys. I couldn't see them anywhere. And I thought, what's going on here? Does this mean something? I even thought, you know, has somebody killed them somewhere? You know, has somebody shot them somewhere? Or, you know, somebody poisoned them somewhere? That would make sense, wouldn't it? But anyway, so I had to go to the shop. And as I only got out by the gate. And as I walked up the road and the sun was out, got about halfway up the hill, because there's a little bit of a bank before we get onto the main road. As I got halfway up the hill, I hear this, and then the two crows come straight across, straight in front of me, and I went, oh, thank God for that. Thank you. And off they went. And the funny, I come out of the shop and a magpie dropped down, and the magpie looked round, and as I turned into our street, it sort of came from the corner house on the guard, and then it flew straight across in front of me, and then onto the house, and then looked behind, and I thought, are you watching me? I'm here. Are you watching me? Which they do, don't they? You know, they recognise you. They, you know, eventually they can more or less get close to you because, you know, they've worked out that, you know, they've worked you out, they've worked your face out, and they've worked your intention out, haven't they? So yeah, they do get a bit closer. So yeah, that was that, and that was really good. So I could make a third video, but no, I'm going to carry on a little bit more. So that was that. So yeah, so that was the dream, and here I am now, a lot more calmer and a lot more comfortable, and it is definitely the middle ground aspect. Yeah, seeing dark desires, me sort of thinking deeply about it, you know, what are my dark desires? I don't have any. To walk this path. That's where it was. It's revealed itself now, to go down this path. So, yeah, Pazuzu, I'm not sure how far I go with it. Now, like yourself, you've got the green light with Hecate, so and you'll share the information, more information with that. You know, the symbol on the mirror. The mirror's in your bathroom. Yeah, she will use that because that's a portal. We've got rid of whatever was blocking that portal, and she'll use that to come through. She'll use all mirrors. Yeah, because there's, you know, gateways. That's where she wants to get to you. You know, she'll have the keys to your key lock. You know, your keyhole you were seeing. So that's, you know, that's sort of green light ready to go in the traps. This situation here is not green light ready to go in the traps, but it can be, it will be in time. It's just like I say, I haven't had the chance to sort of do any practices as regards even just scrying with Angelica in the front room. I cleaned her up yesterday, but just dusted her. Yeah, as regards little ritual work, no. As regards rapé, obviously Stuart hasn't been given a bit late, so I haven't done any rapé with the video. And yeah, I will wait and see what materializes from that and see whether, you know, whether this is the hands reaching out for wanting me to get closer, so to speak, or any sort of dreams that will indicate that. At the moment, no, so I don't proceed any further unless instructed. So that's that for now. My book's arrived. I'm still waiting for the sigil to arrive so I can put those two together. The protection ritual, yeah, no problem with that. I know where Southwest is. I have to just turn around the kitchen and look at the spatula set. Yeah, who said it ain't all religious? Stare at the spatula set. That's exactly Southwest. Yes, Pazuzu, I give you spatula. Now, but yeah, I can do the blood with the Pazuzu offering for protection. The training. Well, do you know something? Of course, I will not say anything if I go down that route. But I think it will probably happen, to be serious. If I need teachings and learnings. But like I say, I'm looking at a way around it. Definitely looking for a fucking way around it. But yeah, as much as it's disgusting me and appalling me more than anybody else, really it is, I'm going to look at a way around it, because I think it would be beneficial in the long run to do that ritual for teachings. As you could imagine, that's 2 steps away. I would do a protection one first and see how that goes. But as for the teaching, you know, the training they call it, as for getting him to, you know, sort of come through and give me, you know, inspiration words or whatever, then yeah, I should probably have to, I don't know, find a way around that. You know, could you imagine that, really? Could you imagine if I was all up for that? Eh? There's me, right, Stuart's in respite. There's me in the dark kitchen, right? There's, you know, Starbollock naked, doing the thing. Karen comes in for a drink, you know. There's the candles, the Pazuzu, the incense burning. There's me, Starbollock naked, standing up, you know, jigging away. Could you imagine what that would be? Not just for you and me, but for Karen. To see this fucking dark fucking setup going at me. Steve, just, what the fuck's going on? It's no. Like I say, I'm going to have to think of ways around it, and then incorporate it around the ritual. Honestly, it's crazy shit, isn't it? But to, you know, occultists and dark sorcerers, it's routine, isn't it? You know, they did all sorts of sort of degrading things to themselves and to other people in order to get these entities to sort of work with them, you know. But that's it. Well, I'm nearly on 20 minutes, so it's a good job I'm doing these today, because it'll probably take 24 hours for it to upload, sister. But I think I've covered everything as regards me today. You know, I don't know, you probably sense it. I'm quite easy with everything. It's all controlled. It's all in place. It's all awaiting further instruction, my side anyway. And it's fine. But yeah, to walk the dark path for Pazuzu, yeah, it's definitely green light. You know, invocations, rituals, all with intention and not the slightest bit of apprehension or fear. Yeah, I've got all that now. I could do it this minute. You know, ritual, not fucking training, for God's sake. See what trouble I'm getting in now. Eh? I'll do the training now. Oh, wait a minute. Please, not the window. Get out of the fucking car, you pervert. Yeah. But no. Yeah, it's good anyway, and it's comfortable, and it's, like I say, sister, going back to the first message, it is great to see you in this, you know, at this stage, and in this frame of mind, and in this way you're planning and thinking, and I look forward to listening to all your information with Akate. It's going to be wonderful, and our 2 lives are going to be wonderful from this moment on. Of course, fuckery can happen, but embrace the chaos. We are chaos, and from chaos, the order. Always remember that, but I'm sure you do. So take care for now, sister. Bye bye. Lots of love and light to always, and best wishes for everybody, and I hope they're all well too. So you take care for now.